Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2CTV, your global news channel. I'm Maya 2C, and we come to you guys with a live coverage of the elections, the mayoral election in New York City. Of course, tonight there are a number of elections around. Of course, we have the live feed, for example, from Virginia, as the new governor has now been elected, who, by the way, used to be an absolutely a crazy COVID nutter during the lockdown. But we'll talk about all this anyway. But it's going to be a bumpy road as we are waiting to see whether New York City has fallen or not. Of course, we're going to get your reaction in the live chat throughout the show. Mamdani it has been leading, of course, in the latest opinion polls. We have some information about how the voting has been going. And there is a lot also coming out in terms of the crash, the UPS flight crash that we reported earlier tonight. So the governor-elect's speech is now finished. That's some good news, at least, for you guys. Anyway, there's Zohran Mamdani in New York City is getting ready. He seems very confident that he's going to be winning tonight's election in New York. He is hoping that he could turn New York City into another London. Of course, since 2016 in London, we had Sadiq Khan, a left-wing Islamic mayor who has been ruining the city single-handedly, and Mamdani has been inspired by Sadiq Khan's performance, and he wants to do the same thing in New York. But some revelation came out earlier on, which I don't think has affected the election because it came out after the vote. Basically, most people already voted early anyway. Zohran Mamdani is a very dodgy character, in case you don't know. About 13 years ago, in the United Kingdom, there was a terrorist attack, and Lee Rigby, unfortunately, was killed. In 2013, Mamdani shared an article questioning whether the murder of Lee Rigby was terrorism. Now, for the record, in case you don't know, Lee Rigby was targeted, run over, stabbed, beheaded, all on the streets of the UK in Britain by Islamist terrorists who shouted Allahu Akbar. And they all admitted that, of course, it was. But Zohran Mamdani questioned whether this was actually terrorism or not. So this is just one, it's a teaser of what you should expect from this human being. Of course, over the last few weeks and few months, we've talked a lot about Mamdani and his campaign and everything else that's been going on. A lot of people in New York are terrified of what could actually happen. For example, a lot of the CEOs, board members, shareholders are planning to flee the city. A lot of them have already left to move to Florida, for example, in fear of course, him winning. Now, his childcare plans, everything should be free for everyone, right? Sounds good. Everything free. Free childcare, free this, free housing, free food, and everything else. Of course, has resulted in people doing their homework and doing basic calculation, realizing, well, this could just bankrupt the whole thing and the whole city will be in absolute chaos. And because of that, a lot of people have also questioned the safety for children, innocent people on the streets, because there's not enough funding to keep the city safe, because Mamdani wanted to defund the police. Now, they don't care about public safety, these guys, these Democrats. And if he's able to win, first things first, you got the first preference votes, then you've got the second per candidates, right? You got Andrew Cuomo, who is standing as an independent this time. He's behind, but it's unlikely that Mamdani could get 50% in the first round of the count. If he does get 50%, then obviously he's won straight away. And we're going to find out, by the way, pretty quickly. Within the polls have now closed. We'll find out within the next hour. if it gets to the next point, essentially the next round of count, Sliver's vote, or the Republican side, based on all the opinion polls, suggests that most of that vote, the second choice, would be going to Andrew Cuomo. It is technically still possible for Andrew Cuomo to actually beat Mamdani. It's possible, theoretically, on paper. But the way the campaigns have been going over the last few days, it doesn't look too good. Now, that's the situation over there. We can go to New Jersey because the Democrats are also having great fun over there. I think Cory Booker speaking. Let's just quickly go.
And Dale Caldwell.
Oop.
We're going to have a great family helping to lead on done. The challenges are still ahead of us. As hard as we work for this night, we have got to still keep marching on. America still lies at a crossroads. Someone is trying to pull us into the quicksand of division and hate. It's time that we rise to a higher ground. It's time that we rise towards better days. It's time that we lift our brothers and sisters up. Because we know that if you want to rise, find yourself a great helicopter pilot to do it.
Oh dear.
So Jersey, tonight I feel a party coming. Tonight I feel the celebration is soon to start. Tonight we stand up as the state that we are, the great Garden State, the state of our patron saints of Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi, Queen Latifah,
Wow.
Whitney Houston.
Why is Brooker screaming,
We
as
stand
usual?
in a state that has shaped culture. Our inventions have shaped humanity. And now our politics are going to shape better tomorrows. Let's go, Jersey! Let's go, Jersey! All right, thank you very much.
I can't even. Well, they seem to be a little bit excited tonight. The Democrats. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we now have confirmation. Zohran Mamdani has appeared to have won the election already within 8 minutes. I'm just going to get the confirmation on this, but I believe Mamdani is now the new mayor of New York City. The city has now fallen. This is absolutely shocking, yes. So the projection confirms. I don't know how to react to this. This is, obviously we kind of expected him to sort of win, but very, very quickly, that was very quick. All right, I'm just going to get the information on the screen for you guys so you can also see, and we're going to ride this journey together because there is nothing else to do. We're all falling apart. All right, hang on, let me just bring this on for you guys. All right, Zohran Mamdani is projected to be the winner of tonight's election. So what do we have actually to deal with? So it's crazy. So the New Jersey is going to go Democrat. Obviously, the governor is going to be winning, as Cory was screaming. But in terms of New York City, Decision Desk headquarters has now projected that Mamdani will be winning easy, and which means Andrew Cuomo and his campaign have been crushed. It's astonishing, absolutely astonishing. Now, for the record, Mamdani, nobody knew who he was about 6 months ago. He came out of nowhere, but he's now taken control of the city hall of the city of the planet, the heart of the financial center of the world. Mamdani and his radical policies will be studied in the future, and he hasn't been started yet. I can assure you it's going to be studied. as an example of what not to do when you govern or manage a city. For the next few years, the great city of New York, which has already been facing a lot of problems in recent years, they will be seeing a decline. Now, the job creators, entrepreneurs, those who believe in freedom will be leaving the city. A lot of them have already left, mostly to move to Florida, the free state of Florida. But those who will stay in New York will have to face the consequences. There wasn't enough time for the other campaigns to wake up. I don't think there was going to be enough time even for the Republican side to tell their voters to just unite and go with Andrew Cuomo. Mamdani didn't give him a chance. The campaign was well run, absolutely. And others could learn from this, by the way. We're going to go back to Virginia quickly. See what we're dealing with over there. Oh. Apologies for the crazy sound. Why the whistle loud? I'm too old for this. Alright. So that's the watch party for the US Democrats. And Abigail Spanberger, who is going to be now in charge as governor of Virginia. Now, I'm going to get some of the reactions, the live chat. And I'm going to show you what's going on in Brooklyn Paramount as we speak, because that's where Mamdani and his team and his communist friends are going to be celebrating the result shortly. We could probably mute that for a second while we sort this out. Okay, I'm just going to get some reaction in the live chat while we get more information. All right. We got Sue saying, I saw that Texas may become the new financial center instead of New York. What a damn mess. So at least short term, medium term, yes. There is a competition between West Palm Beach and Texas, West Palm Beach in Florida. But yeah, I think Texas is obviously more of a center. A lot of people have moved to Florida, but there is going to be more of a shift in terms of the corporations and businesses and everybody else to go to Texas as well. This is, wow, crazy times to be alive. Now, the fascinating part about this is that people in New York surely have been seeing what's been happening in London, right? You think. And they would have basically said, well, we probably don't want our city to become like London. But no, of course not. They thought, yeah, let's also try to do what London did and just hope for the best, right? It's insanity. Let's quickly put this on. All right, so this is actually, hang on. This is the situation outside right now of Brooklyn Paramount. The supporters of Mamdani are getting ready. Here we go. It's going to be a long night. Yeah, they haven't even started yet. But yeah, soon they're going to have to start because we'll probably expect the victory speeches to happen sooner than we expected. It depends when Andrew Cuomo basically concedes. Sasha says Sliwa should have dropped out and Cuomo would have been level with Mamdani. Yes, not in terms of, obviously in terms of the second votes, most of the Republican votes were going to Cuomo anyway, but symbolically and psychologically, it would have been very important for the Republican side to just say, we're not even going to stand, we're going to drop out. Would have basically created urgency that we have to save New York. Come on, guys. Raymond says, well, in about 24 hours, you can get cheap property in New York City. Everyone with money is leaving. I think the consequences will be huge because there were a couple of socialists who were going around celebrating that the job creators are leaving New York, right? Saying, oh, the rich are leaving and there's going to be a lot of free housing. That's not really how it works. Because it's not really just about the space that, well, one person's left this room now, so there's going to be a free room. That's not how it works, because if they take everything with them, when they take the wealth, when they take the businesses and the companies that they have and everything, you're going to have to face the consequences. Now, you can go around and scream and say, well, we hate the rich, but without that, your city is not going to survive. You can't get enough tax revenue from people in Harlem, for example. It's not really how it works. All right, so let's just see if we have any updates on the timing, especially of Mamdani's speech. So we have some sort of result in terms of the 36% of the vote has now been counted, okay? And we can put it on the screen for you guys to see the latest result from New York City. I think the time was about an hour before, right? This is what we have. 36% of the vote counted. Mamdani on 51% of the vote. 422,716 votes. Andrew Cuomo on 39.7%. 325,497. And Curtis Sliwa, the Republican candidate, 8%. Now, as it stands, it wouldn't have made any difference because Mamdani has been completely destroying the whole thing. And one of the main reasons is also because of years and years of liberals and socialists being in charge of institutions, from the cultural institutions to academia, schools and colleges and everything that you've had, media in New York City. They had enough time to brainwash a lot of the younger generations, as usual, to make them think that socialism is fun, communism is fun. And with the change of demographics in New York over the last 20 years, 30 years, this would have been inevitable. Eventually, a charismatic socialist candidate like Mamdani could come and essentially say, here we go. You remember all the things that you've been taught by your teachers, your lecturers and everybody else, your professors? Well, I can give that to you guys because this is what you want. Even though you are living in literally the capital of capitalism in the world, and everything that you have, including your iPhones that you're using to post on social media about socialism while drinking Starbucks coffee, all this can go away because a bunch of spoiled idiots think that communism is a fun idea. All right. We also have the live feed again back from Virginia, the Republican watch party, which seems a little bit quiet and depressing as expected, basically. Let's see. Someone says, you watch, they will have riots, looters, crime will go up, it will become a hellhole. New York City will just have to change its name to Gotham City. Because if you think that a bunch of socialists in power are going to make things better, especially when it comes to America and the American mentality. No, what it's going to be doing is just going to create a Gotham City. They're not going to be funding the police enough to have enough resources to go after criminals. Mamdani and his campaign team have been going around and saying that if someone steals from a shop, from a store, then that means they are in desperate need and you're going to have to forgive them. Shoplifters will be forgiven. I'm not really sure why someone who is desperate for food or housing will need to go and steal things that have nothing to do with food, for example. The sort of stuff that you are seeing being looted, even right now, it's nothing to do with desperation. Luxury goods, iPhones. You can't fix stupid. We have Aaron in the live chat saying, tomorrow headline, Stampede out of New York City. It is, I cannot wait to see the reaction of the markets in the morning, by the way, the financial markets. It's crazy. Anyway. Apparently Fleur Hassan is in New York City. I'm trying to see if I can get Fleur to come on the channel. Jeff says, free money is unsustainable. There's no such thing as free money anyway. There's no such thing as free lunch. Pittsburgh Pittsburgh has now decided to stay blue and Democrats. Again, expected. Let's not forget, because the Republicans are now incumbent in terms of power in general. Obviously, each state is different when it comes to the governors, but in general, because the Republicans are in power overall, there's going to be a lot of move against them. That's just normal during this term. But the biggest worry is places like New York City. Now, let me see if we could get I'll get more reaction in the live chat shortly. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I think Polymarket has also called it now. So when Polymarket calls it, it's over. I'll put it on the screen for you. There we go. Projected New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. How stupid do you have to be to allow this to happen in your city? The thing about London, for example, the thing about London is Sadiq Khan managed to win in 2024 because the majority of Londoners decided to stay at home. That was a whole different thing. People were disillusioned. They didn't even bother to come out to vote. Sadiq Khan did not get the majority of the vote. Sadiq Khan did not even get close to 50% of the vote. They changed the voting system in London, so he didn't have to get 50% of the vote. So a low turnout meant that by default, he just about won. I can't remember, I think about 30% of the vote, something like that. It was embarrassing. That's London. You could blame it on the fact that people didn't even come out to vote. They could have actually defeated him, but everybody thought, well, he's going to win anyway, so I'm going to stay at home. That's how he won. But the situation in New York is different because the turnout is not that low compared to London. And but people were brainwashed enough to fall for it. And they did fall for it. They decided to sleepwalk into tyranny and socialism. There's a lot of memes going around on social media already. There's a photo of Zohran Mamdani in a Hamas tunnel in Gaza with a Hamas bandana. What is that? Oh God! So if you do that in the UK, you will be arrested if you post a meme like that. You can't joke in the UK. You can in America because you have free speech, but we don't have that in Britain. Jokes, very, very naughty. It's a lot of weird stuff happening. And Mamdani announces plans to blame racism after his policies fail. So prepare yourself. If Mamdani's New York fails, it's because of racism, right? And there's been a lot of scandals, by the way, in terms of who has been backing him. I'm going to show you, for example, this whole situation. Even New York Post, of all people, by the way, even New York Post decided to do some digging. And this story was, again, all these stories came out at the time when it was too late for a lot of people to realize that they could change their mind and not vote for this man. The Muslim group with deep terrorist ties and a huge backer of Mamdani's campaign, according to the documents that were revealed. Now, this is the so-called Muslim civil rights group, and the Unity and Justice Fund political campaign political action committee, which gave the Democratic Socialist frontrunner $120,000, is actually linked to the Council on American Islamic Relations. This is the largest Muslim non-profit NGO in the US. And apparently people in New York were fine with this. These are the guys who have been calling for the Jews to be eradicated. They've been chanting for to go globalize Intifada from the river to the sea and taking over the Vatican and all the usual stuff. Basically, the whole world should become Islamic. All right, let's go and see what's going on with these weirdos. Oh my God, it was always going to be embarrassing. They've lost. So the Republicans, there was no hope for the Republicans in Virginia.
Thank you all for coming. I'm really not even supposed to be here. Think about it. I mean, I'm an immigrant from another country, and yet you all have given me the opportunity to do this. This is such an amazing thing for me. Really, even when I had the protesters from the other side, I looked at them in wonder. They thought they were hurting me, but they weren't, because I thought to myself, this is America. It's amazing that we can protest each other.
What's going on with the audio?
Wonder who's coming to get us. And we must never lose that. America is such a wonderful place. I don't think we know that. I'm watching people teach their children
we have to go to New York, guys. We're going to go to New York quickly.
Why would you do that? Where else?
The Republicans in New York sliver. There we go.
The people who ride the subways, we've been with them each and every day. And we will not surrender. We will not retreat. We will not leave this city of New York.
The Republicans say they're going to stay.
We will improve. We will not move. And let me warn our new leader. If you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing, and we will become the mayor-elect and his supporters' worst enemies, worst nightmare.
Fight back. It's the only way. Yep.
We, the people, will always be united.
That's right. That's right.
We, the people, will always be united. That has been our quest from day one. Some of the most powerful people in the world mobilized to silence us and to tell people, don't vote for Curtis Sliwa. Don't vote for you, the people. Vote for Andrew Cuomo. They tried to bribe me out of this race. The best thing I have in this entire world is my lovely wife, Nancy. Like so many other New Yorkers who dedicated her life to rescuing animals in distress. And yet, some of the most powerful people in the world made fun of Nancy and me for what we do. To care for animals, to care for people, that's the humanitarian thing to do. That's not political. That's what people should be doing for other people. So although the most powerful people in the world turned others against us, in this time where we could have saved the city, we will continue our mission. We're not leaving to Florida or Georgia or North Carolina or South Carolina, Texas or Tennessee. We stay, we fight for what we know is right.
Never surrender.
We improve, we don't move. This movement continues on in the subways, in the streets, in the neighborhoods, where all of you, the people, are from. And we will continue to fight. Fight, 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 fight. And tonight, those people who think they're powerful and think we're powerless will understand that the people have spoken. One person, one vote. And now we will hold the mayor-elect to make sure that he serves all the people and that socialism does not replace capitalism. Law and order must be imposed to keep our city safe and secure. We want everybody to know, if you're young or old, you can stay in New York, you can prosper, you can live the American dream. I swear to all of you, on behalf of my wife Nancy, myself, and everybody who made this effort possible, we will continue on. They have not stopped us. They have not silenced our voices. We will prevail in honor of our parents and grandparents. The tradition of America will grow and prevail and prosper, and it will be we, the people, who will be successful. I want to thank
He had no chance.
my campaign team that has been magnificent, comprised of millennials and Gen Zers. James Perone, who's been our campaign manager. Outstanding. Some of the young men and women who are part of our social networking team, which, as you can see, has really put our message forward. I want to thank Rob Cole, who's been our senior campaign organizer. I want to thank the chairman and chairwomen of the 5 counties of New York City, the Republican leaders who stood by my side and did not bend or bow to the pressure that was coming from up high. And I hope by tonight's tally, we will see a number of our Republicans down ballot who are elected into office to be the checks and balances to the Democrats who are the majority. And I really hope that people will have heard us, and on the back of the ballot, the initiative and referendum will have voted no, no, no to the city of yes, which is going to destroy your residential quality of life. So understand this. This is a setback tonight, but this is what democracy is about. Yeah. One person, one vote. Amen.
Yeah.
They may have won this battle, but we're going to continue the fight. We will not leave. We will fight, 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 and win at the ballot box in the future. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being there in support. Thank you to Governor George Pataki, who's been a supporter.
That was Curtis Sliwa, the Republican candidate in New York City.
To Rudy Giuliani, who stood by my side with George Pataki. Thank you for all coming. Thank you. Enjoy the night. Because we got a lot of work to do to save our city. Thank you. Thank you.
That was Curtis. He is now being defeated by Zohran Mamdani.
I don't want to step on this stage and take it, whatever. But I am in 1983.
We're going to go back to New Jersey.
This is the only one who's been sticking out for us. He's literally the only New Yorker.
I don't know what's going on over there.
The only New Yorker. Who's a real New Yorker. I am part of the medical freedom movement.
Well, yeah, it's a shame that his campaign obviously didn't stand out. That was the biggest problem. Let's go to New Jersey quickly.
No matter what God you worship,
And we're going to give you guys the latest
what
updates.
not-
These are the
what
Democrats,
God
of
you
course.
pray to, just understand there is
And
a
Cheryl's
headache
campaign
we move
watch
slow.
party,
So, ladies and gentlemen,
who is now
I
the new
am
governor.
the proudest
Well,
man
governor
on
of
the
New,
face of the earth
New Jersey.
because my family sits here, my biological family, my
right.
East Orange family, my Essex County family.
Anyway, all his family. So we are expecting the White House to announce officially that President Trump will be withdrawing federal support for New York City, essentially putting sanctions on New York and embargo. So that's going to make things even more difficult for the new mayor in New York, and so that's that. But there is a couple of other things happening. Chuck Schumer is getting a little bit overexcited over here. He has now declared war on President Trump's political future and agenda in the White House. The Senate Minority Leader has called tonight's result a huge victory against MAGA, claiming that Americans have rejected cruelty, chaos, and greed. Not really sure, but okay. He says if the Republicans want to keep blindly following Donald Trump into the abyss of chaos, let them. The rest of America is moving forward, according to Chuck Schumer, who doesn't know anything about anything. He's just a crazy person. Now, quickly going to you guys, we have Fabrizio saying New York City over 8 million people, not a million votes. That was only 36% of the vote that was counted. So it's, yeah, it's going to be a while. Steve says, does Mamdani get a free pager now? Oh dear. No, it says New York and its people deserve what they voted in. Maybe London and New York can declare themselves to be Sharia brothers. Well, ironically, London and New York are already sister cities anyway. So that actually kind of makes sense what happened in New York with Mamdani winning. It is now officially the sister city to London. Anyway. Yep. Skyson says that Schumer's a jerk traitor. I agree. Our machine says that Trump's mistake. He should say nothing and let them rot themselves. Otherwise, the Democrats will blame Trump for their incompetence. The thing is, they will always still blame the White House for their incompetence anyway. Whatever happens in the next few years in New York, they're still going to be blaming the White House. So, trust me, it doesn't matter what the White House does do in terms of withdrawing financial support for New York City or not. It's wild. The whole thing is absolutely insane. But this is a social experiment. That's what it is. It's an experiment that the people in New York have decided to do. It's all about the psychology of human beings. Will they learn from this what will be a failed experiment? Or will they continue to double down like the leadership in California? The elite, the liberal elite in California, with the power that they have, completely ignore the will of the people, ordinary people in California who don't live in big cities, conservative-minded people, they ignore them and they continue to double down on stupid policies that is ruining that state. A lot of people from California left. They all moved to Texas or Florida, and now you're going to see the same thing from New Yorkers. And New York was supposed to be the safe haven. It's not anymore. Despite everything, you know, New York was supposed to be safe. Patty says, I'm watching DeSantis on Fox. He's laughing because half of New York is heading here to Florida. It's not good though. It's not really because you know New York shouldn't necessarily fall. But if this is the will of the people, if they want to destroy their own city, then fine. That's what they get. Ironically, I'm actually going to be in New York in about 3 to 4 weeks' time. We're going to be in New York City and we're going to find out how the city is feeling. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So make sure to kind of tune in about 3 weeks' time once we go there. I would love to talk to some random people on the street to kind of see, especially younger people, to understand their brain and how they think while living in the, as I said, the capital of capitalism. Now, Detroit has also now elected their first ever female mayor. It's now been confirmed. If we can bring this up for you guys. Yeah, it's official. Mary Sheffield, who has been a council member for some time now. She's obviously become quite well known. She's now the first female mayor in Detroit, Michigan's largest city. Of course, Michigan has other problems as well, as you guys know. Change in demographic and the rise of Islam has not been helping that state. But so this is going to be interesting to kind of see how all these cities, blue cities from blue states, are going to be performing over the next few years, regardless of who's in the White House or not, because they can't really just keep blaming everything on the White House, because they have autonomy and they are supposed to be in charge of their own cities and their own states. I think we have Mamdani. We can go to Mamdani's watch party, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go and see what's going on over there. Yep, there we go. They're happy. They're celebrating. That's AOC, I believe. AOC is in the crowd. Yeah, that's AOC. No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it is AOC. For someone that looks exactly like AOC. She's tiny, so it could be her. Can't really see her face. So these are the socialists in New York. I believe their watch party is in Brooklyn, right? Yeah. I want to see if he's going to make a speech soon or not. Let's just let's bring this down until we hear some updates. Zohran Mamdani's watch party in New York. Now, it's insanity. Trying to get some updates on when the celebrations continue, when the speeches might begin. Yeah, he's officially won. Tough times ahead. So, the New York City Board of Elections have now said that this is the first time that the voter turnout in New York City has crossed 2 million since 1989. That is absolutely huge. Wow. Do they still have the music on? Yeah. What is this music? So Come on, man. I'm not surprised. It's the Brooklyn crowd. I'm not surprised. Absolute insanity, guys. Anyway, what's going on in the live chat? Wow. Yes, absolute insanity. People are literally allowing their cities to be destroyed. It's just the beginning. AOC clapping for the communists. How sad. Well, communists tend to clap for other communists. The other one is also very happy tonight. Bernie should be there as well. I think all three of them are going to go on stage at some point. The Great Dunton says, the UK warned you, dumb bastards. Oh, what's going on there? I thought someone came. Nope. What is the... I am not tolerating this taste in music. Terrible. It's a travesty. Come on, be classy. Have some class. All right, so... What's wrong with some YMCA? Like, bring back the 80s. And goodbye New York City, I guess, at this point. They're now telling us that he's not going to be making a speech now. So apparently we have to wait. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep an eye on this. And come back, now that we know that Zohran Mamdani has officially become the mayor-elect of New York City. Kind of expected anyway, but to basically see off New York as a major city, financial center, and the land of opportunity and capitalism, we are at least going to give you guys a discount. It's a special election night now anyway, so you can join 2CTV Plus by using the promo code NYC25 to get 25% off annual memberships. Make sure to join tonight. This is a limited offer. And of course, don't forget to download the 2CTV app from your app stores to get their full access to the channel, documentaries, chat forum, interviews, original series, and everything else that we have for you guys. Yeah, so NYC25 is also down here on the screen somewhere. Get 25% off annual membership. It's the best way to support the channel, but also get something out of it, which is better than nothing, while we wait for Mamdani. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Mamdani is now the new mayor. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.